YouTube land. This is Josh from Adairsville Corner Farm and Garden. I just want to come to give you guys a little content. Haven't been on in a couple days, so I thought I'd come talk to you guys and give you guys a little bit more insight of what I got going on and what I plan on doing. I plan to be as transparent as possible, so maybe you guys can, as you follow along, you can implement some of these things for yourself. So what I wanted to talk to you about today is what method that I'm going to be using, and that is I'm going to be using the no-till method. And I think for a few different reasons why I think it would be perfect for my setup. So I wrote a few things down here to share with you guys. I'm going to be farming on like a little bit less than 2 acres. So starting out, especially when it's at maybe like a 1/4 acre or so, when I first start out, it's gonna be very compact. So with that being said, I'm not gonna have that much room to move around. So using heavy machinery and stuff like tillers and all that kind of stuff, first of all, it costs for fuel, time, labor. And as I was looking through different methods and what I think would be the best, the no-till method kept popping up, and it was more attractive to me for a bunch of different reasons. So some of the reasons are like I've already said, it saves time and labor. So basically, it's just going to be me. I got my kids and stuff; they'll be helping out here and there, but basically, it's going to be a one-man show. And with that being said, I work full time, 12 hours a day. On and off. So I got a full-time job. I work anywhere from, 48, 60-hour weeks, heck, even 84 hours sometimes. And that's another thing with the transparency. A lot of people say, well, I don't have time. I got family. I got kids. Me too. So, we all got to find our niche in life. I think it's very important to, go through life and do things that you love. Whether it be working out, bowling, whatever. I think as we get older, we kind of need something to buy our time, especially, sitting around the house and watching the days go by, watching TV, playing video games, whatever you may be doing. And it's okay, but as we get older, we need to be more active. We need to get out and do things, get our body moving. Our body's not really meant to just sit around. It's kind of like a car. The longer it sits, it kind of breaks down. So this is going to be one of my reasons. It's going to get me off everything and get my brain moving. I like a challenge. The one thing about me is I'm not afraid of hard work, and I'll outwork any person there is to get where I want to be. So when people say, "Hey, man, you're not a farmer, you're not a gardener," never claim to be. But this is something I set my eyes on, something I really want to do to accomplish, and I'm going to do it. So, getting back to what we were talking about, another thing is soil compaction. So, it ain't gonna, when you put a cover crop down, kind of keeps the soil where you're not having it, keeping it compact. It's really, keeping a natural mulch layer, moisture control. So you're getting that, those benefits along with it. To me, it's better for soil health. Long term, it improves the structure. So like basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to kill off the grass, which I'll show you guys here in a minute. I'm going to use tarps to kill off the grass. I'm going to plant a cover crop, maybe winter rye or something. And then I'm going to use like a T-bar or something to like push it down, crimp it. And then put a little tarp over it. I'm going to wet it, create a little mulch layer, spread some compost, and direct seed it. So, You know, another thing is reduces cost. So now I don't have to buy a tiller or anything like that nature. So it saves on cost too, because you know, I'm gonna try. I'm so eager. Maybe this method might be wrong. I don't know. We're gonna find out. But it's gonna reduce costs, and I'm trying to keep my overhead kind of low, so I don't have to go out and buy all these expensive things. You know, and another thing that I'll be doing is planting in succession. So most of my crops that I'm gonna be planting is gonna be crops that takes like 60 days or less to harvest. You know, I think I'm gonna, excuse me guys. So a lot of my plants that I'm gonna be here on my property is gonna be things like salad greens, salad mixes, lettuces. You know, I'm gonna have some, you know, carrots and radishes and things of that nature too. But basically anything that can be put on a salad. Because future, you know, it's gonna be a market garden to start out. I think everybody, from what I've seen, has to cut their chops in the market. So, you know, I'm gonna grow a lot of arugula and things of that nature that I can sell and turn fast, which the downside is you're gonna have to sell it fast. So with that being said, I'm gonna experiment, but that's what I plan to start with. What else do I got here? So I'm gonna be staggering my plantings. So I'm gonna stagger things. After I harvest, I'll retarp and I'll, you know, keep it there for a few days. And then after a few days, I'll remove the tarp and have like a little natural mulch area there. Then I'm gonna put some more compost down and I'm gonna direct seed it again. So it's gonna keep it, you know, it's gonna keep it active. The soil is gonna be active throughout the season. It's gonna be in good standing and stuff like that. And I'll just keep it rotating. But I was real curious to ask you guys, what do you guys think? What kind of methods are y'all using? Leave in a comment below. You know, let me know what you guys think. What is y'all's methods that y'all like? Do y'all agree with the no-till method, or is there something else? Like I said, I'm not a farmer by no means yet. I'm not a gardener, but I'm just starting out. I'm just going with it. So I'm real curious to see what you guys think. If y'all want to head over to my Facebook page, it's Adairsville Corner Farm and Garden, just like it is on YouTube. And I'd like to see you guys' comments. Like, subscribe, tell some people about this. I'm all about promoting this farming lifestyle and gardening lifestyle. You know, you don't have to be a lifetime farmer and garden. You know, I think anybody can do it at any time. And, you know, I'm all about spreading positivity and stuff. So, you know, spread the word. And let's get this stuff going. See y'all next time.